So my plan today was to cook a tri-tip roast on the grill, but the weather's not cooperating, so I'm going to switch it up with plan B and cook it in the oven. Let's go. So here's my tri-tip roast, which you can find at most grocery stores and butcher shops. This one came with the fat already trimmed, and if you can find it with the fat already trimmed, I'd suggest you get that. If not, you're going to have to trim that fat off because you really don't need the fat. Now with this one, I've washed it, I've patted it dry. I'm going to let it sit out for about an hour and a half because I want it to get as close to room temperature as possible before I cook it. To prepare it, first we're going to need a binder. And a binder is what's going to help the seasoning hold on to the meat. For a binder, you can use avocado oil or truffle oil like I'm using today because truffle oil helps to give it an enhanced flavor. I will be using a combination of seasonings. And for my seasonings, I will be using kosher salt, ground pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, brown sugar, dried oregano, and some cayenne. First, we're going to put on our binder. We're going to get it all over this meat. And we're going to season this thing liberally because it's a thick cut of meat. So you want to make sure that you get good coverage so you have that great flavor to it. After seasoning our tri-tip, we're going to put it on a pan with a raised rack. Now, if you don't have a pan with a raised rack, that's fine. Just use what you have. It's still going to be great. Next, I'm going to insert my probe thermometer because the probe thermometer is going to help us know when our tri-tip reaches its desired temperature. This thermometer is going to help take out the guesswork of, is it done yet? So here's a chart that will show you the different temperatures of doneness. And I hope this is helpful. I would recommend that you not do overdone. I don't think that's going to be good. So I think you should be okay with the others. So once we got everything together, we've seasoned our meat, we've got it ready. We are going to put it in the oven and we will bake at 275 degrees. And we will bake this until our probe thermometer goes off. And when it goes off, it'll give us a beep and let us know. Now, just to tell you a little bit about the tri-tip, it is a very popular cut in some areas of California. And shout out to my bonus daughter, Tori, in the Bay Area, who told me about tri-tip, and it's one of her favorites. So that's why I decided to make it. It's a cut from the bottom sirloin. And as you can see, it's a triangle. So that's how it got the name tri-tip. So when our timer goes off, we're going to take our tri-tip out of the oven. And we are going to let it rest for a little bit while we prepare to sear it. And to sear it, we are going to use a cast iron pan and we're going to use avocado oil. And with most recipes, it'll tell you sear on each side for 1 minute and it should be ready, but I'm different. I am going to sear on each side for 1 minute, but then I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put it back in. But before I do, I'm going to add some butter and then I'll add some aromatics like some garlic, some thyme, some rosemary. So I'm going to sear again for 1 minute each side. Sometimes I sear a little longer until it gets the desired color that I like. But make sure your pan is hot because with a low pan, you'll steam the meat. We don't want to steam it. We want it to sear. So after we've done that, we're going to set it on the counter. And there it is. It's looking pretty. And we're going to let it rest. We're going to let it rest about 15 minutes. And then after we've let our meat rest, now it's time to cut it. When you cut your tri-tip, be mindful that you should always cut against the grain. So here's a diagram that will show you how to cut the tri-tip in the right way. So here is the tri-tip that I just cooked. And I cooked this for my nephews. They like it this way. I guess you can call this one medium rare. So I cooked this for them. And here is another one that I cooked. And I cooked this one medium. And I had it along with some balsamic glazed honey Brussels sprouts. And I think that one was for me. I like it that way. So with tri-tip, you can serve it with a meal, serve it by itself. Also, if you take a tri-tip and slice it thin, it really does make a delicious sandwich. So I would say go out, get you a tri-tip, give it a try, and when you do, let me know.